So anyway, now that everyone's here, we have a big merch release, and we'll do that at the end of the show today. So stick around. That being said, let's get into that tip. We got, babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right. Let's get into some Swole Fam posts, greater Swole Fam, and then we will go deeper. We'll go into the Swole Sluts. So let's see. We're going to start off with merch. Check it out. I am the Q-Pet.
What's in the box?
We are kicking it off with some Espanol. Ve al puto gimnasio.
Boom shakalaka!
Dios mío, hombrecito, you're looking juicy. Very nice. Ve al puto gimnasio. I will tell you to go to the fucking gym in any language of your choosing. I shall harass you. Now, you know it. You love it. You fear it. It is a frightening thing. It is time for Rate My Meal. Yes. It's happening.
Inconceivable!
Rate My Meal starts right now. If you're new, this is where we look to improve people's meals. We criticize, we judge, and we judge fiercely at that. But of course, we give credit when credit's due. Now understand, you have the entire world at your fingertips. There are so many different things you can purchase and eat. You're spending money on something. Essentially what we're doing here is there something that is a better choice? Is there a better choice, right? A lot of times there is, because someone says, well, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. I don't think most people understand what they can or can't afford. And I'm not saying that to be demeaning. Some people have more money than others, but having more money doesn't mean you don't have more debts. It doesn't mean that you don't have more payments. Just because more comes in, people are increasing their living standards and spending more and getting a bigger house and a bigger car and newer this, that, and so, it spirals. And let's get into what you're actually spending. And a lot of times you're spending on something that you can choose better. If you're spending $10, well, what are you spending $10 on? There's a bunch of things that cost $10. Okay. What are you getting out of it? So maybe we can help you improve it. All right. First one. Here we go. Rate My Meal starts right now. Drum roll. I do not know what's happening here. Anthony Galante. I'm still on my weight loss footing. I've been taking cabbage, celery, jalapenos, broccoli, bok choy, and stir frying in 2 teaspoons of olive oil and adding cooked chicken or pork as a protein. Oh, okay. At least you... Okay. Hold on a second. That caught me off guard. I thought you were going to go with you're making some sort of juice. So at least at least the protein came along. Holy shit. I thought you were making some sort of concoction, to be honest. This is a concoction. I've gone from 375 pounds to 240 pounds in the last 18 months. Yeah, I don't blame you for losing weight. First off, good for you. This is very filling, but obviously this will keep you in a caloric deficit. You're not going to be able to eat enough of this. That's the whole point. This is like the potato diet. People just eat potatoes. Yeah, well, after a while, you don't want to eat anything. You're getting some nutrition and you're just grossed out by eating. So you're essentially just filling your stomach up with starch and then just starving yourself otherwise. But cabbage is very filling. There's always a lot of things with cabbage because it's just a lot of chewing. It's dense and especially if it's not cooked a lot, it's thick. Celery, very filling, a lot of fiber, a lot of bloating too. A lot of people are going to get a lot of bloating from something like this, especially with the broccoli, celery, bok choy, cabbage. So anyway, this is great for getting rid of that extra body fat. So I also am interested. Look, I'm not going to tell you to stop doing what's working. You're getting rid of extra body fat, but are you training? Are you lifting heavy weights? And Loretta's right on this. So she says, that reminds me of the cabbage soup diet. You lose weight and your will to live. Yeah, that's again, if you're eating something that is just so bland and filling and you get a lot of fiber, so you get that, that bulk and a lot of liquid, a lot of fluids, because most people need electrolytes. You need hydration much more than food, and you have a lot of extra body fat. So it's not something you start looking forward to. But my concern is someone like Anthony seems to be I don't want to say obsessed, but a lot of people like this. This is just a message. So Anthony, if this is not you, a lot of people are very obsessed with the scale. So when that scale starts petering off, what other drastic stuff are you going to do or try to do? If that number doesn't keep on going down, I'm not making progress. It's like, okay, well, good luck with all that, but make sure you're lifting heavy weights, man. Make sure you're lifting weights. So congratulations on the weight loss. Chris F something. Yeah. How about what the fuck is that? How about what's that?
What the fuck is that?
Chris, what the fuck is that, dude? Are those coffee beans? Is that pumpernickel bread? What's on it? What is it? Is that French toast? What is that? Someone define that. I also have my blue blocking glasses on, and I see it resembles bread to me. I don't know. I'm going to move on. Chris, I don't know. Doesn't look like steak, so I'm not a fan. If it doesn't look like steak, it's a point. It's a point off. If it doesn't look like steak to me, if I can't tell a meat, or if I can't tell what it is, if I can't tell at all what it is, that's 2 points off. If I don't see a meat, it's 1 point off. If I'm not getting a meat in there, within reason, sometimes people are going to eat yogurt or something. All right. If you're not getting some with value, get some fucking. All right. Carol, as some people show like a snack. So we have fun. Carol Elizabeth Connor, breakfast was my last meal. 1/3 of a pound of sausage browned. Each tater slice has a whole scooped for half an egg, tablespoon of sausage, and shredded cheese. Oh, all right.
Boom shakalaka!
All right. Ooh. Kara. Let's let the swole sluts know. Is Kara single? Everyone's like, is Kara looking for a swole slut? Is Kara looking for a mate? Maybe one of you will be eating good with Kara. Lyle Martin, roast. Very nice, Lyle. Very nice. We got this one. Happy Halloween. Oh, Zach.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. Well, that's a pumpkin-shaped pizza. So, all right, Zach. You had your fun. You had your laughs. Now go to the fucking gym. All right. Michael Whitties. It speaks for itself. It insists upon itself. Does it now? Those are eggs and steak. That's a big fucking plate. Boom. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Good for you, Michael. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Let's get into some knowledge cock. Now, let's get into a couple Swole Fam posts first. Okay, so drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Reminder that you can join the Swole Fam today. Go over to swolenormousx.com and download the Swolenormous app. Check it out. iOS and Android, of course. You still have access to the website. And we had an amazing overtime segment. We did this last Friday. And if you missed it, it's right there on the homepage. You can load it on up and then boom, Daily Swole Overtime, 3466. We had a brand new driving while gaining. It was special for the Halloween season. And if you missed it, go and check it out on the homepage. Download the app, exclusive private streams, and it was great. And then we also had a roundtable the day before. We had a Rise and Swole, so that was dope. A lot of stuff to go through, and it's all available right there. Yeah, it's right here. Rise and Swole. This is from Thursday's episode. So if you've been missing out on the Swole Fam, well, that's where we are. And we had a roundtable and an overtime segment last week. So we were busy. Swole fam was busy. All right, let's get into a couple posts. And then if you have questions, drop in the comments. I'll give you guys a little bit extra time because I think sometimes I jump into questions and then some people are showing up or tuning in or thinking of something. So we'll go over a couple Swole fan posts. If you're live, drop your questions in the comments, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio, and then we can take some in just a few moments. Candyman156, hey Papa, I have some room for some more. They are an episode date left to right from top to bottom. Wow, Candyman. Looks like we said Candyman much more than 3 times. Good Lord. Good Lord. I love it.
Wow.
Hadouken!
A nice presentation. Nice presentation.
And that's the way, I like it. KC on the Sunshine Band.
Excellent. Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. All right, we got this one. Just thought of something for a second.
What's in the box?
All right, Mark says, proof of Jim had an early morning date with this hack squat while wearing the best apparel in the realm. Donald Pump, lift, lift, lift. I did leg so I can vote. Don't be a Matt Damon. This is based. This was more recent, right, Mark? Or is this the one that we showed it twice? Is this one that was more recent? I think this one was more recent. I think the last one was when you had the cutoff or something. And that was like the other day or something. You said it was not recent. One from Nicholas. This is inside the Swolenormous app. Push Bravo today. Quick thought. I see too many people just jump right into their workout without warming up. I've been warming up with some Swollen 7s and has been a game changer. I feel so much better and stronger when I do a proper warm up. Let's get out there and kill this November. Yeah. Based. Down with that. No Nut November. That's right. Don't touch the peepees or the cleats. Don't touch it. Don't touch the bean. No Nut November. It's just for men. Do people still do that? It's No Shave November, No Nut November. Do people still do that? Is that like a trending thing? I just realized it's November. I feel like people did that and like, yeah, okay, that was so 2016. That was so 2019, bro. Anyway, great shirt, only Swole. Excellent. I always do No Shave November. I do No Shave October. I do No Shave August. I do No Shave June and July. Those are good. I like No Shave January. That's always dope. Doesn't say no trim. It just means no shave. So yeah, I see too many people just jump right into their workout without warming up. Yeah, well, preparation. You know, warming up looks different for different people, but make sure that you're ready. If you're going to train intensely and you're going to lift really hard, cool. Do a few preparation sets. Make sure your joints, everything that you need to do to optimize. And there's different ways of doing it properly. You don't want to exhaust yourself, but make sure that you are ready for all out activity, because if that's whatever it's going to take, you want to make sure you're prepared for that. Yeah, fire. Good stuff. And one more, and then you guys can drop your questions in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Tanya says, the kids are out to the grandparents, so this is my take on girl dinner. What does that term mean, girl dinner? We went over that before. Is that like a dieting term, or cooking a huge portion one time and eating it throughout the day? Homemade bacon and sausage and eggs, avocado, sauerkraut, kefir, and some leftover sourdough pancakes from breakfast. Jeez, you're eating like a king and queen over there. Gonna work in the garden all day, and I need some energy. Royal feast. Good for you. Good for you. I want that. Get in my belly. Fuck yeah. Very nice. Great. Great. Good for you. Good for you. I'm fucking hungry. All right, American Nightmare Ruben. All right, questions, drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We'll get into some releases. We got a couple of videos, I believe, for Balls Deep, but we got an epic new merch release, and I think this is I know this is an all-time design. I promise you, it's one of those epic releases. Very excited for it. So we'll do that shortly. Papa Swole, do you have any abs workout routine? Sure, we have Swollen 7 Core in the app. So they are 7-minute core sequences, really crunches, lateral bending, rotations and stuff. Standard, you generally know equipment type abdominal work. But really, if you're trying to build abdominal muscles, you want to add load. You could do a decline crunch or a sit up. You can use cables. You can use, a GHD, like a glute ham developer. You can do crunches over certain balls and certain benches and pads so you can get some flexion extension. So really what you want to do with your body parts, you want to make sure that you learn how the joints work, and you want to strength and mobility train, essentially just strength through a full range of motion, all these different movements. So if you want to flex, you want to bend your spine, right? You want to get strong pulling down, you want to get strong extending, you want to get strong decelerating load. You want to get strong lateral bending. You want to get strong rotating. So make sure you have all those different movements with your body parts. And not every body part is going to rotate you don't want to, but you want to train in those movements where you have those forces going at those angles so you get the benefits of moving in all those different directions. I don't even know what the hell to say to this question. Hi Sings, Papa Solio, what can I do for my back? What do you mean? In what sense? To train it? Too vague of a question. It's lazy. But I'll assume you're saying for strength training for back to build muscle, you want to do some sort of a lat, some sort of a elbow, some sort of a row with your elbows tucked in, more of an upper back, elbows flared row for the middle and upper back, and some sort of hyperextension. You could do hyperextensions or stiff leg deadlifts. You could do this on leg day also. If you do any kind of RDL or stiff leg, you'll get the erectors, but doing some sort of a banded or weighted hyperextension is great. Jefferson curls are great. And then also doing the other types of movement, the other types of bending, making sure you're getting into not just flexion, but also extension. So those different types of core movements, even like what I said before to the previous one, rotation, lateral bending. But Kelso shrugs are fantastic. Reed's shouting out Kelso shrugs in the chat. Did Kelso shrugs on incline for the first time today. Damn. Yeah, it's great. And you can fuck around with the angle too. So find the angle that you like and then smash that. Yeah. So you could also do it on a T-bar row machine, but again, you could do upper back rows on an incline bench. Just keep your elbows more wide. Sometimes machines are easier to get into some of these positions because it's already in that position and maybe it doesn't move in a certain way. So you can kind of pull with your arms and you have to, so it locks you into more of a position. So you could focus on just pulling more weight. Whereas with dumbbells, yeah, there's a little bit of a coordination component, but once you get it, it's totally fine. You can send it 100%. HVIA. Should be HIV. HIV. Papa Solio, should I focus on cardio first to lose fat, or will lifting heavy be enough? Sure, just do lifting. Do both. Do both. Cardiovascular capacity is fantastic, but I would focus on lifting heavy and get your nutrition in order, and then go for more walks and be more active. I think people will see faster results and they'll change more of their habits faster and they'll feel better about themselves. They'll feel more accomplished and they stop focusing on the scales as much. So if you're focusing on lifting heavy, eating better, right? We talk about elimination diet without getting into the details. Lifting heavy, eating better, and then going for more walks, doing 5,000 steps or 10,000 steps or whatever you want, or doing some incline cardio walking, or you like to go bike riding, or you want to go for a jog down the street, or you can do sprints. There's different ways to do cardio, but just use that as a spice. You'll see more results because you'll get more confidence with the strength training, and you'll get a lot of life benefits in general from improving your nutrition. And I think that gives people more confidence because you're getting stronger, you're achieving something, rather than, hey, the scale says less, and it can say less for multiple reasons: losing muscle, losing fat, losing water, whatever it is. It fluctuates. People don't know how to weigh themselves. They have a shitty scale, or it tells them their body fat and they think it's fucking law. So I think people should stop worrying about what they're losing and then think about what you're gaining. Oh, I'm building muscle. I'm getting stronger. Oh, I went from 100 pounds to 125 pounds on a bench. I'm getting stronger. Yeah, you're building muscle. You're building strength. You're getting more of a benefit. People don't have any muscle. They're trying to lose fat. So you can be a skinny, weak bitch. Now you're, instead of a fat, weak bitch, now you want to be a skinny, weak bitch. Seriously, if you're not lifting weights, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's retarded. You're fat and weak, and then you want to be skinny and weak. No, lift some fucking weights. You can lose fat with eating better, and doing whatever other cardio you want. TIGN 84, can I be fit without going to the gym? Sure. Doing what? Like, what do you call fit? How are you defining fit? Can you train at home? Can you go hiking? Can you do rock climbing? I don't give a fuck. Sasha SV, Papa Soy, which supplements do you use? Different ones. I mean, I have creatine, glutamine. I'll have glutamine in the morning, collagen, whey protein, citrulline, agmatine, beta-alanine. I said creatine, electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. Honey, I don't consider honey a supplement, but I love honey. Food, people need to focus on food. Beef liver, it's not a supplement, it's food. I probably missed something. But I mix my own stuff. Felix Lopez, testosterone, what's your opinion on that? What do you mean? I'm not a testosterone expert. My opinion on taking testosterone, I mean, if that's something that I would do your own research, and whether it's peptides or testosterone, I'm open to those things. I'm getting towards that age where I'm going to, I need to get some updated blood work and stuff done. So we'll see where I'm at. And I don't know. I feel great. I want to wait to do that kind of stuff. But I think there's a lot of reasons that people do different things, and we know more now than we ever did. So definitely want to maintain muscle mass and vitality, but there's always risks with everything. Yeah. Mark's asking, when doing JM presses, if you asked a question, let me see if I missed any live questions. Just Mark's. When doing JM presses, what's the ideal hand position on the barbell? Yeah, there is a JM press masterclass, and it depends. So how are you doing the JM press? Are you doing are you doing it with dumbbells? Are you doing it with a Smith machine? Are you doing it with the barbell? Are you doing, I mean, you're saying barbell, but free weights only, or are you doing Smith machine? Because it's still a barbell, right? I mean, it's not a barbell free, but I want to make sure you just mean like a straight bar period? Because it's not necessarily the same. If you're on a Smith machine, you can lock open, or you can have the hands on the bar. If it's an angled Smith machine, generally I would recommend you're facing, so when you're pushing, the angle is away from you. So you're kind of pushing away and down. It's better for the elbows. You're trying to do free weights with a barbell. Yeah. So you just want to make sure when you grab the barbell, you're like in a safe, position. And essentially you're keeping, like, you're dropping your hands down. You're not stacking your wrist and your forearm. So if you're down here, your wrist and your elbows, it's more of a press. You want to be more where you're like lowering down towards your throat. So you're keeping your elbows high, so it's more like this. So you're driving your elbows forward and keeping your elbows kind of like up, and then your elbows can kind of flare. Some people, that's why I just stopped kind of liking it, the way my hands would sit on the bar on the Smith machine. It just didn't feel good on my elbow. But I'm fine if I do it with dumbbells. So I mean, sometimes like the position for me, I didn't like it after a while. Oh, that's what's going on. It's hot as shit in here. Forgot to turn down the air. So essentially, you don't want it to be a close grip. You don't want it to be a close grip bench because you'll get a lot more deltoid. So JM press is a great way to get a little bit more tricep. But here's the thing, when it comes to JM presses, they're great, but any kind of pressing really does hit the triceps. It really does hit, because that's more medial and lateral head. You're still getting all parts, but when you have that kind of movement with your upper arm, it's really getting more the outer portion of your tricep. You know, it's just a little bit more on that portion. I believe it's called active insufficiency, when the muscle's moving at two joints, just loses leverage and it'll bias the other heads. But you're getting that. If you're doing a lot of pressing in your workout, you don't need a ton of extra pressing. So this is why when I say, if you're doing JM presses, for me, I have tended to, I've realized that for whatever reason, when I do triceps, my triceps take damage very easily in terms of training. So when I go hard, I mean, I get sore and I feel it. So when I do a new exercise or a new like stretched position or something that's a little bit more novel, I'm very careful not to go too hard that first workout, just so I can ease into it. So I'm not like, oh my God, I really fucked my tricep up. And I think it's just a component of lifting for all these years, being mindful of injuries. I just tend to get, you get tendonitis sometimes that lurks. And I played a lot of baseball, so I was pitching and playing outfield. So throwing all those years when I was developing, and, ever since I was like in T-ball. So who knows what that was doing for one arm versus the other arm. And I'm hitting, and, baseball is a very imbalanced sport unless you play, train both sides. So I think that's a big problem too, is that every kid should be trained to be a switch hitter, or at least train those muscles, because you're only moving one direction. You're never swinging both ways, and just over time. So just some thoughts there. But getting back to that, when you have just a life behind you, your joint has formed a certain way. And my joint is not the same as Mark's joint. It's not the same as Cerny or Pam or Reed's. So you have to understand, it's all the details, right? It's the density of your bones. It's the way your wrist bones, like the wrist bones are different shapes, but everyone's are going to be a little bit differently shaped. Like there's no two wrist bones like they're exactly identical, or the limb length. They're all going to be slightly on a micro level, just slightly different. And then you develop them differently. So the joints form differently, or maybe you broke your wrist when you were, you broke your wrist BMX biking when you were 12, and then it never, it's always lingered. And then you forget about that when you're 45. And it's like, yeah, no wonder your wrist doesn't fucking move. You never rehabbed it when you were 12 and, 79 or something, and it's 91. You're rehabbing, like, you don't fucking remember. So in other words, that's why it's cool that there's so many different exercises, right? You can put your hand in a loop if you don't have, your grip. You want to like isolate your grip, and you want to isolate your triceps, and maybe grip strength is something like your elbows are hurting you. Like you can adapt and work around things and train weaknesses. So it's a cool thing too. But just keep in mind that, when you're combining just the overload, the continuous overload. So if you're doing a lot of pressing, maybe offset your pressing. So if you're doing a JM press, that's cool. And like what Mark was saying, moving over with dumbbells, or, certain things bothering my wrist or whatever it is. I have a decline chest press machine, and I really like it. I don't like it for decline press because I don't really think you kind of get a little chest when you do it the way that I've been doing it. But it's really cool, and it's a good movement for a triceps press. So do it like a JM press. So I have like a decline, and I have a decline chest machine where I put a seatbelt, and I can, really do essentially like a JM press, and the angles of the handles are great. I feel it in my triceps. It doesn't bother my elbows. So why would I do something on the Smith machine as much as, I don't know, it's no cooler or different, but it's not for me. Every time I've done it, my elbow kind of like pinches, and it feels weird. And I've gotten injured before on it, like just going too hard. I just can't get the right feel, so I don't do it. In other words, not every exercise is going to work, but try ones, find ones like, ooh, I feel my triceps. This is great. I really feel this, and I can load it, and I can add a lot more weight, and I really feel good every time I do it. That is like a staple exercise that you should actually just milk and get the most out of it. no matter what exercise that is, if you find something that, ooh, I love this exercise for whatever reason, cool. Get the most you can out of it. Doesn't mean you just only do that one, you never try anything else, but get the most that you can out of that exercise and then go elsewhere, when you need to. And you can rotate. You can have different things in your rotation. You're not going to be able to do every exercise, whether, like for me, I have a lot of gym equipment, but a lot of you, literally, I have the gym that I have. You have the same access. If you go to any kind of gym, I'm not saying you're going to have literally all the same piece of equipment that I do, but if you have access to commercial grade equipment, we all have access to the same stuff. If you don't, you pick certain ones, you find something that you like. And even if you like a bunch of different movements, you just can't do all of them all the time. So do certain ones for a couple weeks or do them, not a couple weeks, do them for a couple months. You could rotate 3 or 4 different exercises over the course of a few months and then swap in a couple new exercises, leave what doesn't work anymore, keep what you still like. And then you don't have to change everything all the time. And it's not good for you. Okay. So I think that was it. Let's move into Balls Deep, and we have new merch. New merch. Merch. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So we are ready. Who's ready for some new merch? Let's get into the initial drops. Who's ready for the new merch? Let's get into the initial drops. We'll do the new merch drop at the end. You do not want to miss that. It's going to be absolutely freaking insane. All right. First release in the app.
What's in the box?
Join us over at swolenormesekis.com. Today's recipe for this week is bison and bacon chili. Bison and bosson. Bison and bacon chili. Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you can.
Baby doll. Ooh. Get in my belly. Huh, yeah. Bison and bacon chili. Goats. Great for goats. If you're a goat, you want that. This week's classes, featured classes in the app. Morning Swolga with me, your boy, Papa Swole. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you.
A 10. A fucking 10.
You know it. Yeah, you know it. You know it, son. So these are amazing classes inside the app. Try them out if you haven't done so yet. Featured Swollen 7 is mobility round 10. Indeed. Good gracious Ignatius. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. And we also have featured workout, chest and back number 1. All right. So we got featured classes, featured workouts. Now we got new yoga, and then we have new merch. Now, this is going to blow your nips off. It's going to blow your nips off. But first, I'm sure we have a video. So let's see what we got here. This one's called Conservatives Can F Off. This looks like J.B. Pritzker. I don't know what this video is. I haven't been
What's in the box?
keeping as close tabs on what's been going down most recently, but
Penalize educators for supporting LGBTQ students. They want to turn classrooms into cultural war battlegrounds. And I'm sorry to be vulgar, but Donald Trump and his cronies can fuck all the way off. Let's talk about what we're up against in 2025.
and then it cuts off. Oh, all right, whatever. Okay, dude. Hey, this guy and Chris Christie, they just go and like smash White House together. Or White Castle, White House. White House. I smashed White Castle. Yeah. Okay. All right. He said naughty words. That doesn't pinch my nips. I don't give a fuck about the dirty words. I fucking say much fucking worse things than that fucking fat fuck. All right, here we go. Inclusive roles. And then we'll get into that epic new merch, motherfucker.
Because, yeah, you're right. Not every role has to be inclusive. And no one's saying that. No one's saying that at all. What I would like to advocate for as a fat person in a fat body who pursues acting is for roles to actually be incredibly detailed. Leave no gray area. Yeah, so that if you're looking for a specific body type, just say that. No one will get mad if you say, I want a thin person for this role. The issue comes in when there's veiled fatphobic language, such as athletic, build,
vague fat vague fatphobic
like
language
that are rather vague, you know, because maybe, you're worried.
Vague fatphobic language. That's VFL. When you're dropping that VFL. That VFL. Sounds like a term.
About looking like a bad person.
He got in trouble for vague
fat
fatphobic language.
But why don't you just own it? Yeah? But you don't have to be inclusive either, baby. You can just own it.
What is happening?
Yeah. Go read a book or something.
I made a comment and I forgot what she was talking about. All right. No one cares. Matt Damon, go fuck yourself. Damon. No one cares.
You went full retard, man.
Oh, cry.
That gorilla has seen the city of Zinj.
Shoo. Off with you now. We have releases, fam. We have releases. We got new yoga. That's right. We got new yoga. And then we're going to do merch, but we're going to drop the merch absolutely last. I know. Absolutely edging you. Don't nobody go nowhere. We're doing it. So first, before we do, we got new yoga. Then we're giving away the Swole card. And then we'll do the merch drop. Now available inside the Swolenormous app. Brand new yoga class, fam. If you like Yin for Total Body 1. If you like Yin for Total Body number 2. If you like Yin for Total Body 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, well, you're going to love Yin for Total Body number 10. All right. That's fantastic. Jesus Christ. And I don't say that to make fun of this class because it's awesome. I just think it's hilarious. How many classes we have. It's awesome. So what's cool about this, you guys can and the thing is, just to remind everyone, I know we probably talk about a lot, so if you've heard this before, it's nice to remind people that are listening to the show, or maybe they're not members. When you join, you can start with the latest drop. So Yin is all levels. So just to remind people, for specifically any class where it's your level, if you've never done yoga and you're doing a level 3 yoga, well, you shouldn't do level 3 yoga, right? So, but if you're doing starter classes, even if it's like starter morning class number 2, you should probably do number 1 first, but you can, they're both like going to be the same level. Yin is all levels. So there's no advanced Yin. So if you see number 10, be like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I need to do number 1 through 9 first. You don't have to do that. So you can do the latest one with, all the members that have done the other ones and just stay up to date with the latest release. So you should be doing yoga every week and every, couple days or whatever based on your programming, and then throw in, do this one. So you could start here. And then once you do it, cool. And then go back and try number 6 or roll the dice or something, or ask your son or daughter, be like, hey, pick a number between 1 and this, or like 7. Go do Yin for Total Body number 7. So there's no order. You don't have to do them in order. If you're compulsive like that and you're like, no, I have to do number 1, then fine. But you could always just stay with the most recent one like that. And then a lot of the classes are like that, especially the express classes, general classes. Just do the latest one, plug in, and everyone's doing the same class, and you can comment below and then, chat about or ask questions or, work through it. We do that stuff. I know a bunch of you are doing similar classes and picking it. We should do that this week. Yin for Total Body number 10. You got to post a picture in the community of you doing that class. And you have to do the class to know. Yeah. Proof of yoga. Proof of mobility. Papa's always watching. That's right. All right. Yin for Total Body Total body 10. Thank you, Alex. A great class. Again, absolutely great. Fucking great. I love
The
it.
Almighty says, don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Great. Great. Excellent. Sweet. Delicious. Fantastic. Now we got the Swole card. And then the greatest merch release ever? No, probably not. But maybe. Maybe. It's possible. But before we do, don't nobody go nowhere. It's Swole every day. Let's give away this Swole card. Are you ready, Falcon? Yeah. Right. Swole every day. Sheep. God damn, Freddy. Crazy ass fucking bird. Sheep. Sheep. Who dropped this? Swole every day. Swole every day. Swole every day. We got a winner right on it. Jeff, congratulations. Jeff, to the stage. Jeff, Swole every day. Indeed. Congratulations. Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3469 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Absolutely fantastic. So good for you, Jeff. Congratulations, fam. Now, without further ado, let's get into that new release. You love good movies, don't you? You love good movies. Now, a lot of you probably have seen this movie. You've seen it, you like it, or your children like it, or your nephews or nieces like it. 'Tis the season. And those nips are about to get a little bit frosty. It's been cooler in the evenings. The humidity is going away, but it's been a little bit nippy. But we're still making gains. We're still making gains. We're still taking names. And we still need to absolutely get swole. We need to make sure we're making gains. We're making gains. Without further ado, who's ready for merch? Another movie. Well, this is not necessarily, well, it is part of it. It is okay. Let me be honest. Mark says another movie that didn't go with Papa's idea. So, all right. I didn't want to go into this one because when you see it, you'll understand the litigation. It's been going on for a while. So, originally, well, I'm gonna show you guys, and then we'll go over the issue. We'll go over the issue. So it wasn't just the IP, it was also the screenplay. It was also the script. Like, this was my term. This is the way I had it. This is the way it was originally supposed to be. And then, of course, I got fucked over. Hollywood, shocker. So anyway, new merch. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You may be familiar with Frozen and Letting It Go, but have you seen or heard of Swollen and Letting It Grow?
Inconceivable!
He's on fire!
So there you have it. So originally it was Swollen, and the song was just to kind of like, well, it's a catchy tune. Let it grow, you know. And then they didn't want to go that direction. They wanted to take it, I don't know, they wanted to dumb it down. They wanted to make it some sort of canon video for like small girls, and, you know, the rest is history. So I'm just, again, tired of fighting for, I'm tired of being marginalized in the community. I'm tired of being marginalized. I'm tired of being, you know, pushed aside, and, you know, that stops. That stops now. So let's fucking go. Let's go. Pick it up. papaswole.com. Let it grow. That's right. So let it grow. And I'll have to zoom in. So there you go. There you go. Boom. I have to zoom in on the image. Look at that. Look at that. Bam. Look at that. Let it grow. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Sweet. Sweet. All right. Swollen. So, instead of swollen, they went with frozen. Instead of let it grow, they went with let it go. You know. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm over it. You know? I'm over it. Yeah, it was I thought it was going to be swollen. I thought it was going to be swollen. I thought it was great. And then they ripped me off. Went with frozen. Let's see. Anyway, check it out. papaswole.com, now available. You don't want to miss on that. I think that's an all-time design. Let's see. Danny says, I started TRT 2 months ago. My testosterone went from 430 to 1500. Wow. Is that good? That's a lot. That's definitely a lot more. What's the range? What is it like? It's like 350 to 750 or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what the normal dosing of that stuff is. What people are normally coming in with, what they're, how much they're recommending for where you're at. 900? Is that the high end? Or the higher end? Or, because then you also know too, when you're looking at higher end, it's also like in perspective too. Higher end for what and for whom, and what's the context of what's high and what's low. What's the context of what the blood work says in context of their entire life. So bottom line, what we're trying to do here is make sure that you're doing the things that you can do. And then if you decide to go that route, make sure you get blood work done. You're doing it right. And you're at a doctor or, performance medicine facility or something that has your best interest in mind in terms of optimizing based on your lifestyle. Make sure you're eating right and sleeping and 7 pillars and stuff. Because then when you take that stuff, you'll get the benefit. You get much more of the benefit. 2-month blood work. My doctor said everything looks good. Good. Normal range between 200 and 909. 900. 200 and 900. No. Nice. Nice. All right, Beaches. Go check it out. Brand new merch, Swollen. Congratulations, Jeff, on winning today's Swole card. It's time to feast. Time to eat. All right. Hope the time change didn't fuck any of you up. That's why you wake up with the sun. You go to sleep with the sun. You take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Go eat a steak. Go make some gains. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swole. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like,
Then yeah, I found that.